Hello world of YouTube, and welcome to another Recontextualized Discography review, where I update the new format reviews by putting a recent release into the rankings and talking about why I put it where I put it in the rankings. And I figured, why not do what's easily been my most popular one in the new format, the California punk band The Offspring, who dropped a surprise return record this year, 9 years after Days Gone By. Let the Bad Times Roll, a record that I reviewed in the listening log, so if you want to see my review of it, it's in the card up there. It's from a couple of months ago. I've been sitting with it, stewing with where I want to sit it into the rankings, and I've ultimately nailed a spot that I think I'm happy with. So let's go ahead and talk about why I'm putting it where I am in the rankings. Now, if you saw my review, you already knew I did not like this record. I thought it was weird. It was weirdly inconsistent from a delivery perspective from Dexter, and it had some of the weaker follies that I saw on Days Gone By, but even worse with some of the tracks on here, like We Never Have Sex Anymore, or the title track, Let the Bad Times Roll. And it has some bizarre choices from a song perspective, like a cover of In the Hall of the Mountain King for some reason, a softer acoustic version of Gone Away, a song that does not need an update, and a reprise of the title track in a sort of outro lower key as well. The whole back half of this record is honestly incredibly spotty and gives it a little bit of a compilation feel. That in tandem with, again, Dexter's just really weird vocal delivery on tracks like This Is Not Utopia and Behind Your Walls give it this less cohesive feel than any of the records prior, but I still like it more than Splinter because it's a little more consistent than Splinter as far as quality goes. I was really debating on whether to put this below or above Conspiracy of One, to be honest. A record that a lot of you seem to really enjoy. And I feel like the only reason why this is not above Conspiracy of One is Ron Welty's drums. Ron Welty is still an incredible drummer. Not to say their current drummer is bad. He does a really good job on tracks like The Opioid Diaries, Breaking These Bones, Army of One, really tight punk drum lines. The chorus work on here is better than a lot of the chorus work on Splinter, and I feel like goes toe-to-toe with the chorus work on Conspiracy of One, like on Army of One, or The Opioid Diaries, or Coming For You. You know, there's a lot of tracks on here that actually have some of that vintage Offspring energy channeled incredibly well, and they almost bring back their old school style on tracks like the title track. The chorus work on that feels very in line with the chorus work on records like Americana and Conspiracy of One. I just don't think that era holds up entirely well, IMO, some of the weaker points on those records. But this record is not great. It's very spotty, easily their least cohesive record, but it still stands above Splinter, if only because Splinter is so basic. It's so basic. This at least tries to adapt, or at least bring their sound in a way that still feels fresh. You know, a lot of the electronics from Days Gone By aren't in on this, and I'm cool with that, as long as, with the longer I've sat with Days Gone By, I think some of the electronic tinges on that record date that record incredibly so, and I'm glad that they're kind of gone here, but like I said, some of those weak points really set this back. I really hate the new version of Gone Away. I think it's as bad as like the Five Finger Death Punch cover. It feels wholly unnecessary, and really the lower points feel the most unnecessary on the project, outside of, again, the title track seemingly needing to exist to act as the mission statement for the record, in a sense, as it were. Yeah, this record, not great, but like, I guess my expectations were just relatively low after hearing the title track. I definitely was hoping for more, was very disappointed, but it's still, to me, not their worst record. They've done far worse records in their catalog. But that's where I'd sit with Let the Bad Times Roll in the Offspring's discography. It's still on the lower tier. You guys know it's one of the worst albums I've heard this year because I think it's really bad. For all the praise I can give to some of the highlights, I really can't get past some of Dexter's vocal inflections. I think it just sounds like a completely different band. And I feel like the highs are still not as high on even the highs of Conspiracy of One or anything above it. But it's a point of curiosity, I guess, or maybe a cherry-picking experience if you like The Offspring and you want to hear them still present it not in a bad way. There are tracks in here worth your time, like the ones that I've given praise to in this review. But what do you think of this? What do you think of where I put it on the list? Would you agree? Would you put it somewhere else in the Offspring discography? Let me know in the comments down below. If you did like this review, be sure to give it a like. If you want to see more of my music, gaming, and general notary content, be sure to subscribe. Special thanks to my patrons if you want to join the ranks to get early access to content, exclusive content, or to help drive the community. It's linked in the description. I'm going to get out of here, though. I've been Viral Rack. You guys have good lives and situations, and I'll see you another day.